Welcome to the Secret Underground Laboratory Recovery and Salvage, where rude mechanicals do magic. Hello, I'm Bronze Age, Director of the Secret Underground Laboratory Recovery and Salvage. And today we're at the BF bench for a fairly unusual kind of repair, or at least compared to the stuff we usually do around here. This is a music box. The music part is inside here. This is ceramic. And this little wheel winds it up. When it came in, this piece was actually missing. I was able to duplicate it from a piece of Lexan from a sign. Had to heat it up, so to press it down over the shaft. And that did such a good job, I'm afraid that I'm going to break it if I try to take it off. The carousel horse has another piece of plastic glued to the bottom. And that's the way it was originally made. This piece was glued to this piece, and it held tight enough that you could wind it up and then it would play music for you. Now, this is kind of an unusual repair because once I glue this down, I can't take it apart again. That's just the nature of it. So what happens here is, if I get it crooked, I can't fix it. If the glue doesn't stick at all, I can do it again. So I'm in sort of a dilemma where if the repair fails, no big deal. If the repair goes slightly crooked, big deal. I've cut some grooves in this piece of plastic and drilled a row of holes in this piece, hoping to give the glue a little more grip, because all the tension on this is going to be twisting. And whereas glue is pretty good at holding in that direction, you start putting a torsion on it, that's when it starts to come loose. And to get everything straight, I've made this little jig here, which is going to hold it down, and that's going to sit on it just like that. I've got all these marks lined up because I also want the horse to be straight, not leaning over to one side or the other. And then I have to make the big step of applying the glue and sticking this thing together. And my choice for this job is Gorilla Glue Clear Grip. They call it contact cement. And I'm just going to have to force it out of this tube, get as much on here as I can, which doesn't make really good video. I usually avoid trying to record a glue up because it seems kind of pointless just to watch somebody squeeze glue out of a tube. Use this single-edged razor blade to smooth it all out. Get some more on here. One of the most common things we hear around here is when somebody comes in, they say, "We're so glad we found somebody who can fix stuff. Things aren't made to be fixed these days." And that's true. The simple fact is, if a thing, whether it's a radio or a TV or blender, doesn't really matter, if it's assembled by a human being, it has to be parts that can be screwed together, fit together, clipped together, whatever, then it's something that can be taken apart by a human being. And that makes repairing them sometimes practical. But if you want to make a really inexpensive radio, or a blender, or a mixer, or even a lamp, you make it so it can be put together by a machine. Not especially a robot, but maybe a machine that just molds plastic into very complicated shapes. And then it gets snapped together. I got to get all my little cheat marks lined up here. Oh no. And it still had a little bit of music left in it. Now, to hold this in place, just a pair of rubber bands. Keep it from galloping off. I got one last chance to get it lined up. Look at it to make sure that it's straight. And then we wait till in the morning, and we'll give it a twist and see if this thing's going to play. Well, it's another day. Our horse is still here. So let's see what we got. Passes the first test. Unfortunately, like most music boxes, this one doesn't have an off switch. You just gotta let it run until it shuts up. So this is Bronze Age for the Secret Underground Laboratory. Appreciate you sitting through a little short video on how to fix something that was never intended to be fixed in the first place. We'd really like it if you'd hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comments, questions, always welcome. And again, thanks for watching.